Hello, boys and lady girls. Welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. We have the Bellum Gens Elite 2024 with Oliveira going up against DnS in the upper bracket. We're starting off our best of 3 on Oceanborn. And we've seen Oliveira play a couple TVPs on this channel, but they're like 6 months old. So, nothing much to go by on DnS. Never seen him face any Terrans just yet on this channel. So we're kind of flying blind. Let's see what happens. Oliveira, of course, previous world champion. Till he lost it to Cyril. DnS, he's French. I don't know. DnS is a good player. He's a European Protoss player that comes up quite a bit. But he's not like a previous world champion, so I kind of feel like he's going to be the underdog in this matchup. And his probe is moving across the map here. Trying to get a little scouting done, and let's see what happens. He's going for the Reaper wall at home. And Oliveira is going for that Reaper. The probe gets in, sees the setup, does not go in to confirm 1 or 2 gas, and just wants to delay the CC. Does see the CC go down. That tells you there's only 1 gas, if any. Well, seeing as there's no Marine, you know there's no gas. Marines make a lot quicker than Reapers. DnS's side of the map, the second gas is just starting up. The Cybercore is finishing up, and Adept is being chrono boosted out. We have a bunch of gas, so this could be a pretty fast Stargate. But we'll see. Oh, there the probe comes. It's like 1 second late. Factory going down, and a second barracks here for Oliveira. The Reaper's looking around the map to see if there's any proxies going on. If we look at Oliveira's point of view, we see absolutely nothing. Just a couple units at the front. And this one Adept is moving across, trying to get some vision. The Shade is going to spot these units, but DnS is still going to finish up the Shade. Now being hunted down by 2 Marines and a Reaper. Not going to be problematic. Oh, actually gets a little bit of damage done onto the Marine. There's no medevacs in sight, and I think the Adept did take a little bit of health damage. So not just shield damage. The first Phoenix is underway, okay. Being sent across the map. If Oliveira was going for super fast air units, this would be super strong. This might still go into Phoenix Colossus, which has been a pretty strong composition as of late. I was like, okay, 3 Adepts are going to Shade on top of this Reaper and kill it, but only 1 Shade ended up finishing up on top of the Reaper. 3 racks going down for Oliveira, so he's going to have a lot of bio going into this Phoenix play. So does this signal for DnS that he needs to stop making Phoenix and start making units? Does have the Robo down as well. I will be very afraid to throw down a third of any sorts for the next 2 minutes. We also have not seen a third CC from Oliveira. Now these Phoenix, if they find like an SCV or maybe even the Cyclone, I think 3 Phoenix could deal with that. They can do a little bit of damage. Engineering Bay going down, making sure that he can make some turrets. But look at this for Oliveira, just getting stim, getting combat shields and making bio. His army supply is going to be very high in a minute from now, and then wouldn't be surprised to see him move out with stim, combat shields over halfway done. There's 4 Phoenix on the map. Are we going to see more? And here's the move out. Even a couple SCVs coming across the map as well. Might just use that to make a couple bunkers. Might use that to make a turret or two. Oh, he does aggro the Cyclone. That's a very nice job by DnS. Gets a couple reinforcing Marines as well. But if he spends all of his energy, not going to be able to force the lifts on top of these 2 tanks and deal with the army. Oh my god, the Zealots. There's Zealots? What the hell? I guess he just didn't have the gas for more Adepts? Or he likes the Zealots? Because you want to get the lifts onto the tanks and then overrun this fortified position by now. Oh my god, being anchored by 2 turrets and a bunker. The Immortals and the units are breaking out. They have the nuclear battery to back them up, but they went slightly out of range. These Phoenix are picking up a lot of units. And 2 Immortals does seem to be enough to just deal with the Marines at hand. No medevacs to deal with the damage that these Marines are taking, even from just the stim. Oh my god, look at these Phoenix just taking down a bunch of these Marines. Don't have any more lifts remaining. One of the tanks did end up getting killed, apparently. It did. We did not see that. Oliveira moved it a little bit too far forward. Flying a little bit too close to the sun, and now the tanks are shelling it down. What a cool position here. Like a deadlocked position. But DnS can catch a bunch of reinforcements. Is even making more Phoenix. Already has 5 in the air. 6th one underway. Is making Colossi, not more Immortals. And now is going to try and overrun this position. The Phoenix fly in and fly out right away. The Zealots are running in. The Immortals targeting down the tanks. And the tanks oh yeah. Okay, all of them are down, and 3rd CC for Oliveira is being created. The turrets being shot down. I can actually hit the Colossi. And Oliveira tries to get something going against this very, very apparent Phoenix Colossus. I don't know if Oliveira did some scouting, like, beforehand, some meta scouting. Like, when they say scouting in Yu-Gi-Oh, they mean trying to get information on a person's deck list before you play them. So not during the game, but beforehand. And that's kind of what maybe Oliveira did to DnS. Like, just really expecting to see Phoenix Colossus and doing an aggressive build into that. But this did not look like a hard counter. We do see some Vikings coming out. We only have 2 medevacs. Oh my. So no counter drops and not a lot of healing. These Phoenix trying to get their value. 7 Phoenix in the air, and I think you have seen them kill a lot of units this game. I'm just gonna click a couple Phoenix. 7 kills. I think that was the same one. 3 kills, 2 kills, 4 kills, 7, 0, 0, 1. It's like 15 kills on those Phoenix. It's pretty nice. And they are forcing turrets. They are forcing responses, and now even killing gas SCVs. I used to love Mutas in ZVZ. Even when you were, like, countered, you could still kill the gases. And that was just so annoying. Same versus Terran. I just like killing the gases. And then, you know, even if I didn't kill the geyser, it would still, like, kill almost all of the SCVs. And very often my opponents would just kind of not remember to put SCVs back every time. And then their timings would be all messed up. And would create a chaotic game. Which, it's just, this is fun. Fun StarCraft is when it's chaotic. When both players are kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna make more units and try my best. You know, when they're playing actual StarCraft. That's really cool. Oliveira's moving out again. 4 tanks in the mix this time around. 1-1 is done for Oliveira. We even see Ghost coming up behind this. DnS does have an observer. Has he seen the Ghost Academy? No, he has not. And the units are being rallied into the main, so DnS doesn't see those. Phoenix do tank one of the Widowmine shots. The Zealots do run in. Oh, actually chasing here from DnS. There's not a lot of medevacs, But there's quite a bit of bio. All of the tanks are in the medevacs. A 4th command center is even being thrown down. Oliveira just moving out, putting DnS on the defensive just for a little bit. Giving him enough space to breathe. Now the ghosts are out. 2-2 has not started. Oh, just the armory is just starting up. A 3rd engineering bay? No, it's just the one. Just made +1 and then another +1 just from one engineering bay. Blink is finally coming out here for DnS. What is his AoE of choice? He has 3 Colossi, he has 2 Archons, and he has a Sentry. Does not have Storm. And, I mean, Ghosts are already on the map, so I wouldn't hate it to just see 2 more Robos and Disruptor play. Do you see the first Disruptor coming out? How many gates do we have? 9 gateways here. And another Observer does bite to dust. 4th CC is about to finish up, and these Zealots are going to wreak some havoc. They were warped in with one purpose, and that is wreak havoc on the Terran player's base. Dude, imagine if these were like 12 Zealots. This whole base had to lift. Oh, there's actually a bunker where some units were in. That's really cool. Oh my god, 5 tanks though. That's a pretty big anchoring point, but the Phoenix do fly in, get a couple lifts, get targeted down by the Marines and the Vikings, and all of a sudden, DnS's army is starting to evaporate in front of our eyes. A lot of the Colossus were also targeted down. Oliveira, very nice job on the targeting there. We do have this one Disruptor, no extra Robos, so it's just like 1 Colossus in production and 9 gateways. And Oliveira's not going to push it. He's going to go back. He has 50 SCVs, so we did see a bunch of SCVs go down there. 21 in total this game. So DnS, if he can get back on that horse, I really would like to see like at least 1 more Robo or just some ninja High Templars. Like if you just have like a High Templar over here, or like on top of this ramp, or on top of this ramp. It could even be like on top of this ramp, or like in a corner, just to have them come in from the side where you're not expecting it. Could also just be the War Prism with the High Templar. That seems to be a bit more reliable. You even see Drilling Claws coming out for the Widow Mine. So these bad boys are gonna drill down real quick into the ground of Oceanborn. So in the seabed, I guess. I hope they don't have to drill into bedrock. That shit's that's pretty difficult to do that fast. Need some tough drill bits, and they will break. And they will also be cloaked. Even after shooting. And the 5th base of DnS. The army is just not moving in to defend. DnS just using it as a distraction. Doesn't even get the cancel. But some Zealots are running into the natural. They're clicking on a supply depot. Oliveira, he's so mindful of this. He is just making sure that he always rallies his units into his natural, and those Zealots will just run into a meat grinder that is a bunch of bio that can stim. The supply depot didn't even die. Dude, I'm quite shocked at how cleanly Oliveira's dealing with these Zealot run-bys and how small they are coming out of DnS. He has 29 in his army. Like, if you split off half of those and run them into the natural, those units just now could not deal with that. And that gives you a big opportunity, especially since you are maxed to move across the map. Maybe get like a pylon or a war prism on one of the sides, start warping in either reinforcements or a second run by. Could even invest into a DT shrine at this point. But we have to be mindful of the fact that he is kind of in a precarious situation economically as the fight does commence. Ooh, running up a ramp into a bunch of 2-2 bio. So DnS still working on that 5th base. Does not have a lot of money to spend right now. Like, he has the cash in his hands, but he has no income. That's kind of what's happening here. Main, basically mined out. Natural, kind of mined out. 3rd base starting to mine out, and these probes are following another probe. That's a whoopsie. Sorry, DnS. And 4 medevacs are going to run into the only mining base. And actually are going to bypass it. And now the medevacs go into the main. Not a lot of Phoenix to deal with this anymore. It's only 3 Phoenix. And we see Blink Stalkers not really knowing what to do. Lots of Zealots and Colossus are moving up into the main, whilst the 5th base is getting threatened once again. And DnS kind of walling himself out of his 5th base. We do see some nice disruptor hits, but DnS broke as a joke. Merde. That's not what you want to see. We do see the quadruple drop being cleaned up, and the Dark Shrine is going down. DnS feeling behind a little bit. Do have cheeky Widowmine here. Could re-burrow on top of this 3rd base. These probes still a little lazy. They're like the 3 workers that just watch that one guy that is just like actually motivated to just do his work. Actually is like an ethos, I think we call it. And the other ones are just kind of watching like, oh, look at this guy. Like, doing work all the time. Can he stop doing that? He's making all of us look bad. Goddamn probe mining his minerals. Don't be afraid to shine your light, ladies and gentlemen. You being bright does not cast shadows on other people. That light is an inspiration to us all. Oh my. A nuke is coming out for Ghost and Liberator range with +2 air. Dude, these libs are going to be really annoying to deal with. And I don't think there's going to be a Tempest transition anytime soon. A nuke is coming down. DnS just stuck on 4 bases this entire game. This cannon is going to finish up and immediately die. Finishes up, dies. Damn, that's it's a one-day fly, but it's a cannon. Ooh. Couple mines, get some free shots. Now, Zeldas are very tanky, but this stuff is so annoying against Zerg. Like, if you just plant a couple mines like this and like a Ling Bane run by, tries to get across the map, boom! Half your Lings are gone, and you're like, where did that happen? And then you have to go looking for them, bring an overseer. It's a pain. That Immortal, though, got sniped. Part of DNS's army very out of position. Look at this. He has this 5th base and this 6th base. Just kind of ping-ponging back and forth, trying to defend, but he doesn't know where the army is of Oliveira. The scan goes down, and Oliveira's just like, oh, that's a nice base you have there. Would be a shame if something were to happen to that. Some freedom zones being thrown down for good measure. We still have these tanks in the back. The probes go in to die, but maybe that's just supply that is better served to be army supply right now. Lots of everything dying. I thought all of these Liberators would die to the Stalkers, but actually the Stalkers just kind of got melted. No shield upgrades for the Protoss either. Do have 3-3 on the units though, and how many? 6 of those Disruptor ball shooting mother truckers are on the field. The Stalkers blink for it once again. They target down the Liberators, kind of overkill, and at least one of them, the Liberators try to headbutt, or the Disruptors try to headbutt the Terran army, and DnS does manage to push away Oliveira from this position, but already lost the 6th base. Does kill some Widowmines with his Disruptors, even making another sentry. Love that. Guardian Shield is a very broken ability, if you think about it. Just gives you more armor that you could not get any other way if you're already maxed out on your upgrades. Another nuke in the pipeline, +3 air attack, 4 more Liberators. Dude, MVP is like, where is that battle cruiser transition, dude? Like, you saw my games. Versus, shit, who's that? First? Or some Protoss player. I'm kind of blanking on it, but you know the game with the vortex, the storms. Energy upgrade for the medevac as well. Don't see that every game. I don't know if we should, but it's a good upgrade. Well, as soon as you're into libs, you can just get it, right? You have money usually. Oliveira, though, also on 5 bases for quite a bit. You see that because of the mules, his other bases were very empty. But DnS, not looking that much better. Oh my god, this Liberator, only 2 kills, but is denying a lot of mining. 15 probes just died. I guess DnS just sent all of his probes to one of the bases. Maybe it was this Widow mine. No, it's only his 5 kills. Another Liberator comes in. Freedom. Oh, the nuke. Instantaneously cancelled. Like, if you cancel it that fast, I think the nuke just kind of drops down back into the silo and explodes. But I guess the silo is off map, so we don't get to see that. No, that's not true. The silo is this thing. Oh, and the Nexus does go down. That's a lot of Liberators, though. 8 libs! How do you fight into that while you fight outside of the zones is the idea. But a lot of StarCraft maps are pretty choked up. Stalkers, oh, they shoot so slow. They do get a couple of the libs. 32 probes have gone down, and this Liberator is wreaking havoc onto the economy of DnS. Only 18 probes remain. Like, his army's pretty big still, but how is he going to play the long game here? Six more Liberators in production, by the way. +3 air just finished up. What a world we live in that, like, air upgrades are just amazing good right now. Does anybody remember that we just combined all of the mech upgrades at some point? I think ground attack and air attack were the same upgrade at some point. That would seem ridiculous right now. Oh my god, DnS. He's realizing how big the army of Oliveira is, but he has to take a fight somehow. Because he does not have an economy, so the only thing he can leverage is the armies walking into another base that he didn't want to see being there. Tries to take a fight now. The Colossus raining down their hell. But the Stalkers can't get the job done. The Liberators do get taken down, and Oliveira, after getting repelled in the first instance, takes the game into a longer, to 22 minutes and just slowly but surely expanded. Got a very strong army that was always hard to deal with for DnS. Outmaneuvered DnS multiple times on the 5th bases and manages to get the GG out of him. And makes us move into a game number 2. And for game number 2, we load up into Amphion Ladder Edition, which is not the most standard map to see in a best of 3. Especially not as the second map. But I'm excited to see it. I want to see DnS do some wacky, like Tempest or Blink, or like something to abuse this area. Or at least recognize that the air distance is so short that if he has a couple Phoenix flying around here, or just some very early Blink Stalkers catching out the first drop or the second drop from Oliveira, like, you know he's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it to you. Maybe you can even, like, go proxy robo here and just try to bust this ramp. We'll have to see what develops. Maybe you go proxy robo here, and you kill the rocks. You mine it out. Maybe just go 2 war prisms and you drop it. I don't know. You wish you were Terran, then you could just drop a mule. I don't know. Oh, you bring a probe, you make an assimilator, and then you do the back and forth trick. No Reaper wall on this map. Do you even need one? What the hell? Reaper. Oh, Reapers can go up here. That's very nice. Look at that. They have a little... Like, we even cut the fence. Just... It's no fence. You can go up here instead of a ramp. Like, just like 2 meters to the left. Depending on from which side you're coming. Oh, we also left the fence. No fence over there either. Don't worry about it. There's no way Zerglings jump up, right? Reaper does come in for the scout here. Oh, remember to subscribe and like the video for more StarCraft 2. Stargate, once again for DnS, goes down. We have a sentry first unit. Does that even win versus a Reaper straight up? Does it win, or does it literally get killed by the Reaper now? Dude. Look at the sentry moves so janky, dude. What the hell? It feels like somebody holds it at its snout, like its nose, and then it like turns it around. You see the ball like moving. Look at the sentry turn around. It looks so weird. We do see a probe going down. Oliveira styling on DnS here. Dude, sentries are weird. Trying to micro this unit seems like an issue. And we do see a little tickle beam going down onto that Reaper. Now we do see the hallucination into the main base of Oliveira, revealing that second barracks. And is there going to be a third one? Instantaneous start on the stim pack. This does look like Oliveira's game from, or a build from game number 1, where he did add a third barracks. But now goes for a starport, so it is a different build. The Reaper is, I mean, just scouting like half the map and being annoying and getting a probe kill. Getting some juicy damage on the sentry. Making him look dumb. Because sentry pathing apparently is a little weird. No, it's not pathing, it's just the way, like, its turning point is weird. Or something. Oh. Insta-kill. On that Reaper. Reaper does get some confirmation on that starport. You can even see the Phoenix in there. So even if the Phoenix were hidden, they're not really hidden. And DnS seems to be going for another Phoenix Colossus build here on Amphion. Which might have just been his plan. He's like, okay, you pick Oceanborn, I don't care. I'm gonna pick Amphion because I am confident in my Phoenix Colossus play. And Phoenix are just so strong on Amphion. I mean, if you catch one drop trying to get into your base, you just kill it with your Phoenix, that just feels so good. Feels so good. Third barracks finally coming out. We have a tech lab factory. Is there gonna be more siege tanks this time around? Feels kind of counterintuitive to build siege tanks into Phoenix. But apparently it works. They're pretty good against the Colossi. And a double drop is moving across the map, and they're not using this area at all. And the Marines do get dropped down, making sure that these Phoenix can't do a lot of damage to the Medivacs for free. And now the double Marine force is moving out. We do have Stim. If you look, we have Stim, and these units are a little bit out of position. This would be kind of a cringe way to end this series if the Stim Marines just run up and kill all of your dudes, DnS. 3 units insta-gibbed, and the nuclear battery gets committed. Oh my lord. Oliveira, dude. He's like, oh, if you're gonna do that again, I'm gonna make it a little bit more painful to you to deal with. And look at this Congo line of Terran units moving across the map, and DnS tries to defend his third base. Last game he did not try to do that, and it kept him alive, but this time around he's trying to move down this ramp every time. And oh my god, Oliveira just has so many units, gets on top of the Colossus, clicks it down, the shield battery a little bit too far backwards, and all of the units on top of the third base also going down. That Immortal, the Stalker, and only a couple Phoenix remaining. The third base is alive though, so maybe... but I don't think so. 2 Stalkers, a couple Phoenix, and a Dream. DnS trying to micro his Phoenix to take down the Medivacs, but the third base does get clicked down. And now the Medivacs pick up the Marines even. Oh my god, the Phoenix do not chase. Very nice retreat from Oliveira, and DnS staying in the game. But this feels bad. Third base for Oliveira has completed. It can fly over. SCV does go down. But this start is so much worse than game number 1. Hybrid base, please take it. Ninja base, always nice. Dude, I was kind of hyped for the Phoenix to this map, but they looked giga bad. He went for a similar amount of Phoenix against a lower barracks count. But a higher Marine count, I suppose. Lower siege tank count as well. But just kind of got clapped, dude. The Marines came from the right. And DnS was not ready for it. The sentry instantly died. No shield battery, no guardian shield, and oh my god, the two Colossi trying to stand tall and proud, but they get gibbed, they get clicked down. And these Phoenix try to shoot all of these units in the air, but there's just too much to kill. The shield battery out of juice. All of the units have died, and the last shield battery not even finished up to try and save DnS. Oliveira makes quick work out of DnS here in game number 2, and finishes up the series with a clean 2-0 for the previous world champ. Not the greatest showing for DnS in game number 2. I think game number 1 was pretty cool. Oliveira really had to work for his meal, but game number 2 was a shellacking. Maybe this Phoenix Colossus was a little bit too telegraphed. He did try and like take a greedy third to kind of like mix it up compared to game number 1, but it was not rewarded. The double drop just kind of got through, was not seen by the Phoenix, not harassed by the Phoenix until it was already on top of its third base, and that kind of a sucker punch move here in game number 2. Oliveira takes it. I hope you guys enjoyed this TVP, seeing how DnS stacks up to Oliveira or the other way around. And I hope to see you in the next one, where hopefully we're going to stop having 2-0s. Cheers.